Welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to make waffle. For this I am using some soft body and fluid solution to make these waffles. So first let's create waffles. So let me just create geometry. This will be our waffles. You can make or download this. I am using simple geometries to make. I think I used closed polygon and I used height 0.1, 36. Okay. Then next I used cross pattern or grid like pattern by using box, and I think I used 0.1 and this is 2.5. I think I used that much. Yeah, just copy this. So okay, so I think I have used 0.3 or 0.4. I think enough, and just copy like 4 or 5. Then transfer this to some proper position, so that it properly intersect. I think I use 5. This is enough, and again one more transform. And rotate this to 90 degree and merge. Something like this to get this cross pattern, and then boolean this with our tube. Okay, and we need to intersect. Yeah, this is intersect, and combine this with this original so that it forms a pattern. And transform this until above. I transform this to above to make something like this. Yeah, like something like this. And after that I used VDB from polygons. And I think I used not very high quality, something like this to combine this in a single mesh, and then convert this VDB to polygons. And after that I used VDB smooth to smooth out these patterns. So I used very low iterations, not too much, something like this to make this kind of pattern. And on top of that I used some mountain soft to make it a little bit rough, and I think I used very low values, and something like this, close to this, so that it has some rough edges, and null. Out. And if you want, you can add normals to this so that you have proper and you can also use some activity to decrease the polygon size. Okay, I think I have used something like this, and you can write it this out, or you can use this so directly. So in my scenario I use this as same. So next we need to create, okay, I think something is, okay, I think we don't need it. Okay, and next we need to create vellum or soft body simulation. For this I am using this vellum strut soft body. Select this, select, press enter, you get this vellum soft body. And before doing anything further, just save this so that it doesn't do our simulation. Okay, now we can do this. So if I play this, still going to fall, and let me just go and just move this a little bit up so that we can see how it's simulating. So let me just make this slightly higher. Okay, and in simulation let me add ground plane. Okay, now we have ground plane. So if we look here and just see this, now we simulate this, it flats out and it doesn't retain its shape. See, it's almost flats out like this. So we need to adjust its some properties. So come to, I think, this waffle cloth, which is this one, and I think in here I used stiffness around 100, and in struts I think I used stiffness around, I think, 50. Okay, now let's check this. For your scene it may be differ, but in my scene it's around this value. You can always adjust this. See, now it does not flat out. See. Okay, now we need to go for multiple simulations or multiple like we need to emit 2 or 3 waffles. So for this I am using this instance on points, and in here instance on point I am going to use some scatter points. So if I go here or waffle in here to create my source, so let me create this transform so that it's on the ground, and I'll just get simple grid. Just use one by one. You don't want any big, just use scatter. Okay, and we need only 1 point, and we can use here dollar method, so dollar $FF, so that it keeps on changing. Okay, and just use a null. This is our scatter. Okay, now come to Autodoc Waffle. Use instance point it to that symmetry. I think this one. Okay, now we have this mode, and one more thing, we need to move this a little bit higher, so I think I use 1.5, okay, or maybe 2. Okay, I think that's enough. Now if I go to here and simulate this, see, it's keep on instancing, so we need to add some keys so that it doesn't make on every frame. So what we will do, either we can use expression here, or in my case I used manual keys, so around 20 frames, in the gapping of 20 frames I used activation key. So go to, I think, first just add key, go to next frame, just 0 this, then go to around 2024, add key, mount 1, just enable this and just go here, this, then go to around, it's random, I am not using any specific frames, you can use any specific frames, then go further, add 1 and just use 0. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 waffles generated, so let's simulate this. Okay, now you can see it has like falling on top of each other like this. See. And you can always increase substeps to do this, or you can increase these iterations. So in my scenario, I think I used like 4 substeps and a little bit higher smoothing iterations. So we will change this further. Let me just go for I think 4, and let me just add another things. So after that we need some syrup or honey, something to fall on this. So let me just create one more source, which is for our source for honey. It's a simple sphere. Just use polygon, and we need very small something like this. Okay, and move this to around 2 or maybe 3, so that it has some above this, and just use null. And transform node, so that we can animate this. Now we need some simulation on this, so we need some fluid simulation. Let me just go for particle fluid, emit particle fluid, select and just enter. Okay, so it will basically add fluid simulation in this same simulation. So we need to adjust something. I think in my case I used 4, and I think separation in my case I think I used 0.03. Then in physical it means to use some viscosity, so I think I used 15, and you need to decrease this box size, so I think I used 5 by 5. I think 1 is enough because it's a small simulation and it will not cross this. And in viscosity enable this. I think that's enough for this, so let me just go for here and check this. Okay, now you can see it's simulating and it's falling on this. So in our case we need to like fall these fluid syrup after all these waffles fall on the ground. So we need to add some keys on this so that it start emitting after they are fallen. So if in my case I think I used after 60 frame. So in fluid simulation we need to this activation key, we need to add keys on this value. So let me just go for let me just go for 50. Add this key and go to next frame and 1. Add this and up to I think 90 or 100 something. Yes. Just go one more further and 0 out, so that you have some keys. So it will activate only in this part of the region. Now we need to simulate this, and let me just lower this value so that you can see the proper interaction in here. Okay, now before that, save this. So this is the pretty much same settings I've used in my simulations. Okay, after simulating, I am loading my original cache because it's taking time. So I have loaded my caches, both of these soft body and your fluid sim, which is this one. So you will get something like this. And now the next part is just to make the shaders. Okay, so just these are simple steps. So just make grid and just make it bigger, and you can add camera. Just more here, and I'm using V-Ray render. So let me just create V-Ray render nodes, save this, then let me just create materials. And we're using simple material. You can make as complex as you want or as realistic as you want. So I'm using V-Ray material. So let me just go for 3 materials, which is one is for ground, one is for honey, and one is for waffles. Okay, this is for waffle, this is for grid, and this is for honey. So for honey, I think I use this preset, which is olive oil, and I go this intensity 0.1 and I will change the little bit of this orangish tone. You can tweak this further. Then for waffle, I am using texture. I used texture, which is I downloaded from internet. Let me go for your image. I think in my scenario I have saved something like this one. Okay, this one, and just use the diffuse. I think that's the same, so we don't need that. For honey, let me just use for materials all these, and for waffle, which is this one, just use waffle, and for ground, let me just use grid. And for lighting, I think I used dome lighting, and I used some other lights also with this. So just go for, I think I used this floral tent. Okay, now if we see, this is enough, and I think the honey color is little bit this one, and saturation is too much. We can always adjust this color and all that. This is your final. You can always tweak materials and you add some bump and all that to get your results. So this is very simple and way to make these kind of effects like soft body with fluid. You can make anything else. You can add more elements to this, like you can add on butter and other things also. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. So we'll meet in next tutorial. Thank you.